Second Narrows, the bridge. This is Tintin. Thank you for the lift.
Hello everyone. This video is going to show you how to drop an anchor if you're on a boat and you'd like to stay somewhere for a little while. I'm going to show you what it looks like first, and then I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Alright, now that you've seen it, let me explain to you how it works. Step one is figure out where you want to end up anchoring, where you imagine your boat being positioned. And now before you get to that spot, you're going to want to loosen your anchor. Now this is depending on what kind of boat you have. Some boats have an automatic anchor where you can just press a button and it drops for you. Some boats you would have to manually go and actually tie off your anchor to the chain and then drop it yourself. This is that kind of boat. So while we do it is we loosen the shekel that is holding the anchor to the boat. Yeah, and then we tie together the anchor and the chain with the shekel tightly together. The whole time holding onto the anchor so that it doesn't fall off into the water while you're still trying to attach the chain to it. Because it is not free from the boat, but it's not really holding onto anything else until you've got the chain tightly screwed onto it. Now depending on how many people you have to help you with this, someone else could be getting ready to either swim off to land or use a dinghy or a small boat to row themselves or motor themselves over to the land and get that rope and chain that's attached to the land ready to receive your line from the boat. Once you've got your anchor ready and you've got your person who's ready to receive you on the land's end, you can now start positioning your boat so that the stern is facing the land and the bow of the boat is facing the water. And before you start almost backing in your boat like you would a car into a parking spot, get your anchor ready so that at the right time you're dropping your anchor just a little bit ahead of where you end up finally ending. That way by the time that your anchor actually gets down there, you're roughly at the spot where you want to be. And by the time that your anchor drops, that final backing up will set your anchor. person who's dropping the anchor is constantly communicating to the person who is backing up the boat, and vice versa, communicating to see at what point of the line they are and when they should be stopping back up and when the anchor is set. The person who's driving the boat will give the line to the person who is nearby the land to tie off to the land with some special knot to make sure that the boat is now fully secure on the back end as well and will not be turning as the wind blows or the tides come in and out. Now when you leave, the process basically works in the opposite way. You would untie yourself from the shoreline, slowly start pulling up your anchor, and drive on out of your parking spot, essentially. Now I would say that it takes a couple of practices to get this perfectly right, and it's probably best to start in an open area before you head over to a small cove where you're trying to maneuver yourself in between a couple of other boats. But definitely worthwhile doing, and this was such a sweet holiday. And I can recommend it to anyone. If you've never been to Smugglers Cove and you're in the Pacific Northwest area, go check it out, it's lovely. Well, thank you so much for joining me. See ya. Bye.